Hi everybody, Kevin here. Welcome to the Claremont Classic Garage. Today we got a trailer job. We got our old landscape trailer here. It's a 6x10 landscape trailer that I had a friend of mine make. He used to make trailers. We got a few jobs to do on this thing today. Number one, I've got a Princess Auto truck crane that we're going to install probably up in this front corner. I've got a light to repair on the back because I knocked it off, so we have to change the light. And we have to figure out why the brakes don't work. Minor problem, but it's something we would like to address. There seems to be an open circuit in the brakes on this thing. The brake control in the truck doesn't recognize it and they don't work. So those are the three things we're going to tackle on this trailer today. And we'll give it a good kind of going over, shoot some grease in the bearings, check the tires, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, let's get to work. So here's all our stuff. One thing I forgot to mention in my description of the scope of work, we have to do something with the tongue jack because a long time ago I lost the handle from it. So I've been using this vice grip on here for years. And quite frankly, I'd really like to have my vice grip back. So we've got a new tongue jack, or we may just make a new handle for this one. We'll see what we do. I've got a plug here. This is, I'm going to change this as part of the why do my brakes not work thing. It's got all the tattletale lights in the back of it, which is good. Here's the light we have to replace on the back. These are all the parts of the crane, and this is just something that I grabbed. It's a trailer wheel chock, but I don't think it's going to work on this big double wheel. Anyway, let's get to work. All right, we followed the instructions. Well, not really, because they were destroyed because the thing sat around for so long. But we did find a nice picture of it. So we were able to mostly figure out how to put it together. We got it all in, and it's still, I don't like this. It's bolted through the solid steel floor of the trailer, and I don't really like that. But I've come up with an action plan to fix it. We fabbed up this bracket here to brace this thing because it was flexing the floor and wobbling around a lot. It don't move now. It's tied right into the frame of the trailer. That's good. This little toolbox is on the fender. It holds little bits and pieces of things that I need when I'm out trailering. And of course the hinges were totally seized. But screwing around for quite a while with heat and oil and penetrant, I finally got it working. And I got it oiled up. So that's another job done. Next we're going to change our broken light down here. That's our light change. The old one was incandescent. This one's LED, so it should look a little nicer. I probably should pop these lights out of the fenders and see what the heck kind of plug they have. They're incandescent too. They're sealed lights, but they're incandescent. I could take them up to the local truck parts place and get LED ones probably that plug right in. But anyway, they work for now, so I'm not too worried about it. After some careful consideration, I determined that putting the new tongue jack on was going to be a whole lot of work because the old tongue jack is welded on. And I didn't really feel like cutting all those welds and grinding and screwing around when all I really needed was a new handle on this perfectly good jack. So I went out the back and there was an old trailer back there that had a bent tongue jack on it. So I said, well, we don't need a bent tongue jack. So I took the handle off it and made it fit this one. Well, in between the tasks on my trailer, we gave the dog a bath. This is the aftermath of it. What a job that is. Holy Toledo. This is a pair of vice grips that I was using on the tongue jack on this thing. I forgot about these. I found these on the side of the road one day. You talk about roached out. Like the jaws are completely worn away on them. But hey, they're still vice grips. They must be good for something. I'll throw them in the scrapyard toolbox or repurpose them. I've always wanted a pair with the the long jaws on it to use as flange clamps for doing body work. I might do that with this. I think what I'm going to do with this is throw it in my job box over there of jobs to do until I think of something good to do with this. Alrighty, tires are 15-inch load range C. That means you blow them up to 50 psi. So we did that, adjusted our tire pressures. Now I'm going to go ahead and get the Kubota out of the way and bring the Ram over and hook it up to the truck. And first we're going to check all the lights, and then we're going to try to figure out what's going on with the brakes on this thing. Okay, so I've got it hooked up to the truck now. And I've got it on stand so that the wheels are off the ground so we can fool around with the brakes and see what's working and what's not working. The first thing we're going to do is check the lights. So, left, turn and park. Good. License light, good. Our new triple LED light on the back, our marker lights, good. This light, good. Now, while we're back here, we're going to see the status of the breakaway. It says it's charging. That's good. You can push the test. Fully charged. The charging light will come on anytime it's plugged into a tow vehicle. And then you tell there, it says fully charged. So what we're going to do next is we're going to test the actual breakaway system. I'm just going to go in the truck and turn off the lights. Okay, so we want to test our breakaway system. And that'll see if the brakes are working. So you just yank this. And let's see if the brakes are applied. Bang! That one's on. That one's not. Look at that. So we've got an open circuit or some kind of a problem to this brake where the other one's working. Very interesting. Okay, so usually what I do when I'm testing the breakaway, I don't know if it does anything or not, but I used to go through a lot of these damn little switches. I just fill it with this stuff. Oh, yeah. Oh, beautiful. And then we'll put that back in, and the brake should release. Oh, we heard him release. Good. So now we got to find out what's wrong with the right brake, because when we did the breakaway test, it should have applied. That's free again. And that's free. Okay. We're inside our wiring box now, and you can see this is the power for the breakaway switch coming from the breakaway battery. It goes in here to the breakaway switch, and it comes back out, and it goes to the back terminal here, which is blue, which is the trailer brakes. So we've got, on this side, we've also got the blue wire that comes from the truck, trailer brakes. And we've got this other blue wire here, goes out into the chassis of the trailer. So we're going to have to get underneath this thing. Everything looks good in here. I don't see no rotted out wires or nothing. We're going to have to get underneath there and find where this one blue brake wire that goes back splits and make sure that that connection is sound. And then we're going to have to check for continuity through that right brake and make sure it's going to ground. So we might even have to take the wheel off. So wowzers, this is ugly. Here's the wiring coming back from the front in this conduit, and then it goes into this ugly, ugly box. And there's a connection here. The wiring for this brake comes back out, goes along the axle over to here, and then it's spliced, and the wiring for that brake goes back all the way through the axle and comes out over there. My guess is that we've got a problem with our connection in here. I'm still going to take this apart because this is ugly and see what the heck is in here and make sure everything in there is good. And then I'll worry about those connections over there by the wheel. Found the problem. We got lack of connection right here. So we'll fix that up. This is garbage. That's going to go. I'll fix these up properly and get everything working again. I'm going to touch up the splice on the other side too. That house electrical box or whatever with all the connections in it underneath, I couldn't even get the cover off that. So that's going to require violence to get apart, and I'll replace it with one of those nice electrical circuit boxes like is on the tongue. So we're going to get to work on this now. So I know over the years I've kind of butted heads a little bit with the solder and shrink wrap crowd, but I've always had great success with stuff like this. I use these heat shrink butt connectors. The trick I found is to put copper shield all over the wire before you put it in here. Then we get the propane torch, we heat shrink it, and then I tape it up and put some split loom over it. And I've literally never had any problems at all doing it that way. So I'm going to stick with what works for me. We'll get this fixed up and we'll try it. All right. That's all done. And shrink wrap. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go yank the breakaway and see if this brake comes on. Let's see what we got. And I'll see if this one still comes on for that matter. Whoops. Okay, let's see what we got here. One brakey. See if we got the other one working here. There we go. Yeah, she's locked on solid. Good. I'll go put the breakaway switch back in. I think we fixed our problem. All right, I got the wiring all loomed back up and I tie wrapped it to the U-bolt so it's nice and out of the way. We can go ahead and put the wheel back on now and go see what we're going to do about the other side. More bad connections on this side. I was able to just pull this right out of there. So those weren't the heat sealed ones. There was no anti-seize or copper shield or anything. So we're going to fix those up just like we did the other side. So I got this all tidied up. Now, just to be sure, before I put the wheel back on, I'm going to pull the breakaway pin and make sure they still work. Let's see. Bang, locked up. Bang, locked up. Okay, that's good. I'll put the pin back in, put the wheel back on. Then I can get underneath and get at that junction box. Gosh, look at that, would you? Thing's all rotted. Look at all these marrettes. We're definitely going to pull this box down and put a sealed box in there and hook up all these lights back to it. So let's get started on that. Alright, I got all the wires out of the box. To me it looks better already. I went to take the box off and lo and behold it's welded to the chassis. So I'm going to have to chisel it off or something. We'll get it off. Okay, that's it for that old thing. Out. Now we're going to put this here on the frame. And we can run our new wiring that we got to run. We can probably reuse most of this old stuff, but we're definitely going to fix this up. This will be way better. Everything working again? That was a little bit of work, but well worth the effort. Those lights have never been that bright. I'll tell you that right now. Now, underneath here, you can see what we did. There we go. A nice contact box or connection box, whatever you want to call it. So we'll go ahead and close that up now. The only thing left to do in there, I've got my yellow stud here. Eventually, I got to find some nice white LED lights to put on the back to use as reverse lights. Okay, she's back down on the floor. I retorqued the wheels again because obviously I had them off since the last time I retorqued them. We've got our crane tied down to one of the tie-down hooks on the bed rail. I've got all the wiring all tucked up and tied up underneath. Only things left I want to do to this, like I said, I'd like to put a pair of reverse lights on it. And I would like to put, somewhere around here, I've got a brand new swiveling work light. I would maybe mount that up here somewhere and run a wire back down to the wire box there on the tongue. And so I could put some light in the cargo area of the trailer. But all in all, I'm quite happy. This trailer is awesome. We did a lot of work on this today. So now I'm going to go start up the truck and hopefully, cross my fingers, the dash will light up and say, trailer detected. Then that means it can see the brakes. There was a lot of open circuits going on there, and I think that was the problem. But we'll never know till we try it. Well, here goes nothing. Trailer brake connected. All right, so it recognizes the trailer. So if we put the dash lights on here, I can find the trailer brake controller and we can set this. It's an empty trailer, so we're gonna set the gain to 2 or 1, or you can even turn it right off. I'm gonna go hook up the chains and we're gonna tow it around a little bit and see if the brakes actually work. Bright. I was towing it around. You can feel the trailer brakes working. It's a-okay. So we're going to put the trailer away, lock up the truck, and that's it. Another successful day. So that's a wrap on that one. It was a busy day in here. I did a lot of stuff today. Anyway, hope you enjoyed my video about fixing up my little trailer. I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel. Hit that like button, leave a comment, share. Anyway, thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the Claremont Classic Garage. This is Kevin checking out.